Oh, hi. Welcome back to Cheap Lazy Vegan. Today I'm going to be showing you guys a few different delicious and easy recipes that you can make using my new favorite gadget, which is this AVALON Bay air fryer. Yes. If you guys don't know what an air fryer is, it's basically this device right here. It pretty much works like a deep fryer but without the oil. How amazing does that sound? It's basically like getting fried food without actually having to fry it. Oh! And yes, today's video is kindly sponsored by AVALON Bay, and they're giving you guys 20% off your purchase. If you guys want to check them out, I will leave a link down below in the description box. And yes, all the opinions are my own, you guys. This is seriously my new favorite thing. I've been experimenting, I've been trying out so many different things, and I'm so excited about it because I love food, as you guys know, and I love fried food, I love all of that, but I don't want to be eating that stuff all the time. I don't want to be eating super high oil fried foods all the time. So this is a great way to eat delicious food that tastes crunchy and crispy and delicious, but without having to use like tons and tons of oil to make that happen. So it comes with these few things. So this is like, I believe this is just like a baking tray, and I use this to bake a, what did I bake? A nut loaf, and it turned out amazing. So stick the food in. Ooh, don't break it, okay? And then you adjust the temperature like here, and then you can turn this dial and it will time it for you. So it will stop when it dings. You can make so many different things with this, and the great thing about it is that you do not have to preheat this. It's not like an oven where you have to like preheat it for like a million years, because I always forget to preheat my oven. Yes, and it works, in my opinion, much faster than an oven. So it just like, I feel like the high pressure and like the, I don't know, it's just very, very powerful and works very, very quickly. So you can get your food in a very short amount of time. Yes, it is beautiful. Maybe you're a college student, maybe you live in a dorm, you don't have access to a proper kitchen. You can have one of these and you can make some amazing things on here. And today I'm gonna show you guys some amazing and delicious dishes that you can make using this baby right here. So if you guys want to know some delicious recipes that you can make that are healthy and also don't taste very healthy, then keep on watching.
Alright you guys, so the first thing we're gonna do is make some fried Brussels sprouts, and this is honestly my new favorite thing ever because it is so delicious. So I'm gonna show you guys two different ways that I made these fried Brussels sprouts, so let's go ahead with the first way. I'm using almond flour as the coating. So with almond flour, I'm adding some salt, some garlic powder, some onion powder, and also some paprika. And I'm just gonna mix it all together. And if you guys want the measurements for everything, of course, they will be listed in a blog post, which will be linked in the description box. So make sure you mix it well so it's evenly distributed, and then in a separate small bowl you're going to make a cornstarch and water mixture, and then you're going to dip your Brussels sprouts into that cornstarch and water mixture, and then you want to dip that same one into the almond flour mixture to coat it. So I believe the best practice is to actually use one hand for the cornstarch mixture and then the other hand for the almond flour mixture, so that the almond flour stuff doesn't get like super sticky with the liquid. But of course I didn't do that because I forgot to. So I just had a separate bowl where I just like rinsed my fingers. I don't know why I didn't think to use my brain, but okay. After I coated the Brussels sprouts, I threw them into the air fryer at 375 degrees for 15 minutes. And then of course you can eat them in however way you want to. You can make like a little dipping sauce. Here it's just a soy sauce and vinegar mixture that you could use to dip your Brussels sprouts. Or you could even just coat it with a nice sauce. Here I'm using Frank's hot sauce, and this is probably my favorite way of eating these Brussels sprouts. It's so good, seriously guys. It's like vegan wings, but not. Another option, if you guys don't have almond flour, because I know a lot of people don't, you could actually do the same thing, except for using almond flour, you can use breadcrumbs. So exact same thing, but you just use some panko breadcrumbs, and this does create a slightly crispier Brussels sprout. I just used almond flour because I thought it was a bit healthier. So those are the two options. And here I'm actually using a different sauce. I'm using a little bit of teriyaki sauce and a little bit of sriracha to create a different, like a teriyaki, spicy teriyaki Brussels sprouts. And then I actually put some like crummies, leftover crummies on top. Oh my gosh, guys, so delicious. I really want you guys to try this. It's so good. Trust me. It's just shocking that there's like no oil in this, because it tastes like it would be really bad for you. Next, we're going to be making some classic sweet potato fries. OMG, I absolutely love sweet potato fries. I just love sweet potato in general. I definitely think sweet potato is better than a regular potato. What do you think, guys? Do you like sweet potato? Or do you not like sweet potato? Are you more of a potato or a sweet potato? Anyways, okay, so you just want to cut your potato or sweet potato into these fry shapes. Then I'm just going to put them into a big bowl, and then you can season it however way you want. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of olive oil and mixing that up, and also adding some garlic powder and some salt. And honestly, you could probably try this and make it an oil-free recipe, and I'm sure it'll still turn out great, but I didn't mind adding a teaspoon of oil. I think that's pretty reasonable for an entire giant sweet potato. Compared to what you would get, which is deep fried sweet potato fries, this is so much healthier, which makes me so happy. And trust me, the taste is not compromised, okay? So I put it into the air fryer for 20 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is how they turned out. And some of the pieces, the thicker ones, were slightly undercooked in the inside. So next time I will probably maybe put it in the oven for about 30 minutes, maybe at like 375. But you can experiment and see what happens. But yeah, they were super crispy and delicious. It honestly just tasted like anything you would get at a restaurant, something that was deep fried, so can't complain. Next, we're making probably my favorite thing right now, and I'm pretty sure I said the same thing about the Brussels sprouts, but I have multiple favorite things, and you should also have multiple favorite things, because life is too short to not have multiple favorite things. But anyways, we are taking some extra firm tofu, and I'm going to somewhat try to drain the water out of it, although I'm not very good at this part, so I am just pressing it for a short period of time. But again, I am not very good at it because I'm impatient. So I'm just cutting up the tofu into small bite-sized pieces and transferring it into a bowl. And then I want to add some soy sauce, sesame oil, and rice vinegar in there and mix it well. And here I'm being lazy, and I am just throwing in some almond flour into that bowl and just tossing it. I don't think this is good practice, but like I said, I got lazy. But I think good practice might be to just take each piece of tofu and just coat it separately, like I did with the Brussels sprouts. But I don't know. I mean, what do you think, guys? Is this fine? I think it's fine. Once again, you can use almond flour or you can use breadcrumbs. Up to you. I'm also just adding a few breadcrumbs here just to make it, I don't know, more crispy or something. And once that tofu is nicely coated, you want to throw it into the air fryer at 375 degrees for 20 minutes. And while that's happening, you can actually make your sauce. We are using gochujang, which is hot pepper paste. This is Korean red hot pepper paste. And I'm also using a little bit of maple syrup, just mixing that together. And I'm also adding a bunch of ketchup. This is a very popular type of sauce that is used usually to coat fried chicken in Korea. But of course, today we are going to coat tofu. I'm also adding a little bit of toasted sesame oil. And then you want to mix it together nicely. And also adding apparently all the garlic powder in the world into this mixture. You can use regular garlic as well if you want to mince that. But that's how the tofu turned out. Look how nice and crispy that looks. OMG. Even though I didn't use best practices, it still looks pretty darn good, you know? And then we're going to just add that sauce and toss it, or mix it, whatever you call it, okay? And this part is optional, but I'm adding some toasted sesame seeds in there and mixing that up for that final beautiful Korean touch. Actually, no, that was not the final touch. Apparently this is the final touch. I'm actually adding some crummies from the air fryer. It actually leaves a bunch of like crumbs on the bottom. Oh, you know those like delicious fried crumbs? Yes, so delicious. So I added some of that in there. And then of course you want to plate it nicely. And seriously guys, my mouth is actually watering right now as I do this voiceover, and it's making my life very difficult. But seriously, this is so delicious. I want you to try this very, very badly, okay? The tofu is nice and crispy but still firm. The sauce is so yummy. It's basically like the Korean fried chicken but without the chicken and without all that grease. So it's actually a much healthier, much more cruelty-free alternative, and oh, seriously, you need to try this out. If you do try it out, or you try out any of the recipes that I showed you, don't forget to tag me on Instagram at cheaplazyvegan. And of course, you can make these for your parties. You know, this would be a nice little appetizer for a little dinner party. So yeah, there's your healthy fried tofu recipe. Yeah.
We look so cute together, don't we? Alright you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the food porn and the recipes. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to click that like button. And of course, if you're new to this channel, I do tons of recipe videos, cheap and lazy style, so don't forget to subscribe. And of course, if you want to get your hands on one of these babies, do not forget to check out Avalon Bay, and of course get yourself that 20% off with the promo code. Link will be down below. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!